Yeah, my wife says I'm grumpy. Okay. My kids say I'm grumpy. Okay. Little story about the grumpy Ed. I got nerves in my back that are screwed up because of arthritis. When the nerve ovulation, whatever they call it, burning the nerves, when that wears off, I start to hurt. When I hurt, I get grumpy. I am conscious of this, therefore I do my best to not be grumpy. Unfortunately, as soon as my wife thinks I'm grumpy, you know how that goes, guys. Yeah, nothing you can do or say. So she gets at least twice as grumpy as me because she thinks I'm grumpy. But I'm not grumpy till she thinks I am, and she gets grumpy with me. You all know this, the inner windings of that. So, little reasons. We really never did get to work on this. And parts didn't exactly line up and fall into place right away. But, hey, pile of cables are right there. Yeah, I got to make an adapter for them, but big deal. They're going to work. And for the price, yes, they're definitely going to work. And I know where to order them if I ever need them again. I did get some stuff blown off up on top while I had an air hose down here to work on the other tractor. I got 100-foot, a blue coiled up thing there. That's 100-foot air hose. It'll hook on at the shop and make it down here. So, yeah, did that yesterday too because the hose was still down here. Then we got things like the big baler broke down, and number one with her issues that are still going on. She still can't really get back to work full time yet and do a lot of things. So, just every little bit, it's just another bite, another piece of the pie bitten off. Having a hard time without spending a lot of money finding a good CO2 regulator, and realistically just finding a regular CO2 regulator to begin with. Argon or CO2, they'll work. It's just a flow meter. Gases flow at roughly the same rate. That's not exact, but close enough. But the problem is there's a difference in the hookup between an argon tank and a CO2 tank. There are very few out there with the CO2 fitting on them. Very few. So I literally spent like 3 hours last night going through Amazon, going through eBay, going through everybody. I finally decided by the time there's some out there that look pretty good, have pretty good reviews on them. Sorry, I'm going to bounce you around a little more. I got to get the door blocked open, or I'll have dogs doing weird things. There's just so many out there, and they're inexpensive, most of them. They're not a brand name by any means, but the prices aren't too bad. I can get one here in a week and a half for $27 off Amazon. That's great. Do I need it a week and a half from now? Yes, but I also need it right now. What is it, $80 or something like that? Harbor Freight's supposed to have a pretty good one. So, when they open up this morning, I think I'm going to go to Harbor Freight, drop about $80, and I can come back and hopefully put it on where that one is and have it work. And then that one for me is on there backwards because we've always kept the flow meter to the left as you're facing it from here. Because when that welder is tucked back in place, it's by that wall and it's protected by that post. And even though we walk past the other side of the welder all the time, all the working's on this side of it. It's where the cords are hung. That's where the shop is. So anyway, okay, that's probably enough rambling for the morning, right? I'm going to get the cutoff out and start splitting that piece so I can get the shaft out and go from there. Doesn't that look like fun? And I think I actually welded it back in there really good too. So, yeah, we'll show you how things come as they go along. Either that or show you the finished product. I don't know. We'll see. My day hasn't really got going yet. My eyes are still half crossed. I'm still bent over. But I'm going to start anyway. There it is. I wanted one with the upright on it, but they didn't have it. Hobo Freight, 69 bucks. Actually came with the adapter from the argon tank fitting to the CO2 tank fitting. Quickest way to get one. Can I get cheaper? Yeah, but they won't deliver them for 4 or 5 days. And no, you don't hear the radio in the background, but she kind of took a little out. I'm going to go ahead and fill it up. I'm not going to bother trying to turn it down. I'm just going to grind it down, call her good. Don't take long. Then throw some weld back in that crack when I'm done. Might even, I don't know, might throw some anti-seize on that when it goes together this time. Most of the stuff was anti-seized before, but I guess we didn't do that because we figured it was going to burn out when we welded it back up. I don't know. But there's what you got to do to get them out. And, you know, sometimes I seriously do thank my wife's grandfather for some of the tools he had that I've ended up with. A bearing puller slide hammer. I've got a slide hammer, homemade one that between Dad and I, we made it and made a whole bunch of jigs to go on the end. But that worked just good enough to get a hold of this. I tried I did turn it with the pipe wrench first, but I couldn't get it to come out. You know, it was just turning. Put that on there and about 5 or 6 hits, it was out. So I'm good with that. Oh, now I got to get to work. Yay. Okay, I know I showed you a little. Slid it. Taking the flap disc and knocking the rust off. Polish her up nicely. And yeah, you see the rust in the groove. That's from the last time we did this. I smear a little anti-seize inside and a little here. Put it in. Hey, that was my phone making noise. It's got an Allen bolt that goes through to hold that that tooth on. Put that together, and then when I'm welding that, there. I ain't gonna light your world up. I'm just gonna show you. I'm holding it about right there. The angle on that. So all I'm doing is just putting a cap on it. I'm not getting down deep inside, because if something happens and you burn too deep, then you got the shaft. The next time you got to take it apart, you're pretty much screwed. And new flow meter's working awesome. It's actually, I mean, this welder's never done bad, but it's actually burning a little better than it was. Enough to notice anyway. And she's having fun bending cotter keys over. Yeah, and she's killing herself doing it, but it's getting done. The flanges, hey, if I point through, the flanges that have been a little loose mainly have been on this end. So we're switching them, and I'm just taking a hammer and laying them on the corner of the beaten surface there and squishing them together so they'll hold tight. Because that end's just along for the ride. This end's the end that gets all the work out. So should last another, 20,000 bales, I suppose. Last one's right there. The others are right there. And while they're out was the good opportunity to actually put the impact on those cam followers. They're not the easiest thing to get anyway. And let's see. There's one bearing. There's the flange that was toast. The bearing's got wear off the flange. And what do you think of that? Yeah, this one's not too much better. This one's about the same. Oh yeah, there's about 20,000 bales on those. Everything's ready to go back together. We just got to finish cleaning up on the baler before it can. And it's lunchtime, so we're going to grab lunch first, even though it's going to be hotter later, but these are all in here where they're cool. And hopefully get Becky to help me put it back together, and number one can go get the little baler going. Sorry, it's a little shaky. I'm sitting in a shop where it's in the shade. I just finished getting all the wipers back on. I was going to get you a picture with the wipers still off, but, you know. I was actually going to get a picture with just a couple of the tine bars back in, but, yeah. Becky decided she needed number two to come help because her left arm with her shoulder, she still can't fix stuff up that well. So Becky ended up holding it so it wouldn't turn, and number two and I put everything in. And then I laid on the ground and got the bottom bolts in all the wipers while Becky handed them to me. And I just finished putting the top bolts in. Last thing to do is get the wind guard in. And number one finished bailing down the road, so number two brought her in a little bit ago, and she says, I'm going to go in and go to the bathroom quick. I'll be right back. That was about 15 minutes ago. I would so love to get that back on there, but I am not doing it by myself because the tines have to go up on top of the wind guard or the wipers, and then you got to get the pins in to mount it, and those two little pieces hanging down. Not the easiest thing to do. Be a little different if the pickup was down, but it's all the way up and it's blocked up. So, hey, with the exception of needing a little more service, there we go. I'm still a little shaky. Sorry about that. It is done. Throw some twine in her, put some fuel in the tractor, throw the rest of the grease at the baler. Probably do a few pumps on the knotter oilers, and she's ready to go back to the field. And by the way, it's 4 o'clock now. I'm calling it a day as soon as that wind guard's back on, if she ever gets back out here. Just sitting here, the sweat's rolling off. It was 97.5 degrees at 1 o'clock. This was supposed to be yet another one of those cooler days in the upper 80s, maybe into the lower 90s. Yeah. Oh yeah, I still got a couple chains to tighten up too, but yeah, I ain't gonna do that tonight. And she's got me another 500 small bales to pick up, so I got about 600 small bales to pick up. Need to get her figured out how to run that bale wagon, and she can do that. That's the bad thing when I'm the only one that runs half the stuff. I mean, she's gotten good at running the little baler and fixing it when she needs to. Both kids are good at running the double rakes. Both of them are good at running the tedder rake. My wife can do either one of those jobs too. Mom will run the tedder rake once in a while. On a rare occasion, you can get her to run a little baler. Other than that, everything else is on me. And I can only do so many at one time. And yeah, the dogs have been laying in here on the concrete floor all day. They know where to find the cool spot. So, with that, if I can magically figure out how to sit in that tractor and sit in the bale wagon at the same time and in the bale loader and put hay in the barn at the same time, I'd have it made. Oh yeah, and I still got, 3 semi-loads of big bales that are still out. Actually, just over 3 semi-loads. And it's garbage night. That's how we do the garbage can. Somebody sits in the back of the car holding the can and you drag it up. Hopefully, they're going to get the shop garbage too, because it's full. So it's the one below the shop. But, you know, they probably won't. That one actually looks like it's pretty full. Mom's can's probably empty enough to put something in. They probably won't get it. Story of my life. Anyway, it's too freaking hot, folks. Thanks for watching. And, you know, as they say, please like and subscribe. And, yeah, I think it was BCP Farming Trucking. His video earlier, he said, like I said, it's that subscribing stuff's free. Well, yeah, I say it because a couple other people do. So it don't cost you nothing. You just got to punch the button on the screen there, and it goes from red to gray color, and that means you're subscribed. So it don't cost you nothing. It don't put nothing against you. The only thing it does is help those of us who are doing videos and putting them up for you to watch. So anyway, I'm about to go looking for her now, because it's been over 15 minutes, almost 20 minutes now since she was going to go to the bathroom. So I'm pretty sure she's sitting in the air-conditioned house talking to Grandma, when she could have been out here, and in literally a minute and a half, this thing would be done, and she could be in her air-conditioned car going home. And I could be in the air conditioning instead of sitting out here. Oh well, thanks for watching, everybody. Hope y'all had a good day. Oh yeah, hey. Oh, it's Thursday. I was thinking it was Friday. All you suckers that have to work. You got one more before the weekend. The weekend don't mean nothing to me, so stay cool, everybody.
Alright, guys. So I am baling. I've already done that piece. Now I'm going to this one. The hardest part of my job at this place is running an equipment. Only because, as to let you know, I can feel spirit and all that stuff. And the lady that used to live here actually killed herself. So the hardest part for me is hearing the gunshot, just like it's like real life. I can hear it like it's happening right now. And all of a sudden your head is just killing you. And all you can do is ask nicely. But unfortunately, today just is not a good day for her, nor me. So on top of everything else going on, I get to feel her pain. So that's just a little update on the whole entire family situation. You will see that I'm going to skip the canary grass up here. My dad is going to come in and big bale it, and the corners will be raked and big bale too. That way I don't have to worry about them. So as soon as I'm done with this field, I'm done for the day. So far everything's going really good. All the bales look really good. So yes, I just figured I would let you all know that it was just such a lovely day.